was the end of the year 2018. I was in my flight terminal waiting for my plane to arrive. I took a couple of weeks to fly to Texas for New Year's. My flight wasn't too long, but I enjoyed it anyway. When my plane landed in Fort Worth, Dallas, my best friend Rick picked me up, and from there we went to his house. We were somewhat in a hurry because today's a new year, so we needed to get ready for the night. We went to the mall, bought some Gucci cologne and lots of alcohol for pre-gaming sesh. As the sun was going down, me and Rick were already tanked on the booze. Since it was only two of us that night, we had decided to continue pre-gaming in the house for until 11 p.m. We were having fun, but in the moment we realized that it's almost midnight. We got our things together and called Uber. From that point on, we were in a car driving towards downtown Dallas. For some reason, our conversation with the Uber guy was pleasant but a little disturbing. The Uber guy said that sometimes it's dangerous out there during the night and that you never know who's gonna meet you there. We put a thought into what he said, but easily discarded that notion of danger as I finally saw the downtown from the distance. Now, the only problem was that we had to spend our New Year's midnight in the Uber car on the way to the city, as it was already 11:59. When we got to the popular spot, we were presented by huge amounts of people having fun and drinking everywhere. Literally every bar and club was packed that night. We walked around, went to a few places to dance and drink, and just reflect on passing year. It was around 3 a.m. as the places started to close in some spots. We had to decide where to go next. So there was a 24-hour Chinese restaurant that Rick liked to go to, and that's where we went. Now, I have been there before, but this night was very different for us. When we got there was a huge line of drunk and loud people waiting to order. Rick said, "It is worth it." I agreed. The servant told us we have about 45 minutes until we get a table. Me and Rick went outside with a buzzer to smoke a few cigarettes, and so an interesting couple came up to us, also wanted to smoke. So this guy's name is Anthony and her name was Marissa. Initially I thought they were boyfriend and girlfriend, but we soon got information from them that they're just good friends. Few minutes later, me and Marissa hit it off on a good note, so to speak. Not gonna lie, we were all pretty drunk that night. But anyway, further on, me and Marissa, Rick and Anthony agreed to have the same table at the moment we got a buzzer signal for us to go to the table. As I was having fun with Marissa, for some reason Anthony started to hit on my best friend Rick. It was kind of funny. When Anthony stood up and went to the bathroom, I told Marissa that he's kind of protective of you. She said nothing. Once we finished with our meals, Rick called Uber. Before Uber arrived, Marissa said that she's going home with me, but Anthony will still drive with us, except he will continue to drive home with the same Uber guy once we get to our house. The car was very comfortable. I guess when you're drunk everything feels comfortable, right? Rick was sitting up front with the Uber driver, and I was in the middle between my new girlfriend Marissa and her friend Anthony. The drive was lengthy. I started to fall asleep on Marissa, and during the drive I felt someone is touching my leg in a natural way. I looked as I saw it was Anthony's hand. I looked at him and he immediately realized that I saw what he is doing. He abruptly pulled his hand together and pretended that nothing happened. The only thing that made me happy in that moment is seeing Rick's neighborhood. That meant we all already home. The Uber guy pulled up to Rick's house, and three of us got out of the car and entered the house. Rick went to his room and Marissa and I went in the other. And at the moment we heard this loud, hard knock on the door. And keep in mind, it was around 5 a.m. and it's pretty cold outside in December. I got up and Rick as well. He has this gaming room with lift-up blinds in the window that is facing the front door to the house. Rick lifted the blind and saw Anthony. He was agitated and was yelling to open the door. We decided not to open the door as he was supposed to keep driving with the Uber guy. I went back to the room and asked Marissa why is her friend outside the house and such. She gave me this uneasy answer I ever heard in days. She said that he was not even her real friend and that they met in the club a few hours prior. This was pretty creepy, that the guy still banged on the door for about half an hour. In the morning we reviewed security cameras and saw Anthony came inside the house through the garage door while we were sleeping. Lucky we closed our bedroom doors. We immediately searched everywhere and found no one, but the fact that he was somewhere while we were sleeping was horrifying in itself. Here's advice for anyone out there: do not bring strangers to your house.